Good evening, Tottenham fans. Welcome to another episode of YouTubers Reacts. I could have put all of these reactions on from 2 months ago, and it would be absolutely no difference whatsoever. Spurs have gone and lost again, 2-1 to Fulham, and it's just becoming a massive issue now. It's a huge problem. First of all, I want to start off praising Fulham. They completely deserved the win. They were completely the better side. It should have been more than 2-1. They completely outplayed us, and so they fully deserved it. I just want to put that across before I start moaning about the referee, because as much as I think the ref, even with the bad referee decisions, I don't think the score line would have been different anyway. Fulham should have scored 4 or 5, so let's get into that, because I just want to quickly show you something. Look at this. Here's Ekateki in the top left-hand corner, shoving Romero pretty hard in the back. No foul. Liverpool went on to score. Now, last week, we all remember the controversy surrounding Gabriel, slight touch on the back from Mawani. They said foul because Gabriel jumped to the floor like he'd been shot. So they said foul, and then we wanted an explanation, and the explanation was, if you're going to put two hands on a player, it's always going to be called a foul. Now, if you look at the bottom, this was today's foul. It was two hands on the back of Dragushin that Fulham ended up scoring from this, and the ref deemed it no foul. Now, we are not blaming the ref for losing. We just want some consistency. Why are we not getting any consistency whatsoever? It's absolutely ridiculous. That's a foul all day long. If you're going to base it on last week's foul, then this week it has to be given as a foul. It does my head in that things are so different in this Premier League. Every single match I watch, there's a different opinion from referees. It's different every week. One week a player can do it and it's fine. Next week they get sent off. It needs to be better. It really does. It needs to be better. And the commentators were no good. Do you see what the commentators were doing? Papa Matasar has a shot on target, and they're shouting Kolo Muani. And the worst thing about that was Kolo Muani's not even on the pitch. So it's a shambles for me. This whole thing's a shambles. And another situation, Bassey's on a yellow card, takes out Paulinho, and Bassey gets the free kick. It baffles me. It absolutely baffles me. Now, I'll repeat myself. This is not why we lost. But this is infuriating when your team needs a bit of luck and you're just, everything's going against you. It really annoys me. It really does annoy me. But this is YouTubers Reacts, so I will get some other people on to have their opinions on it. I'm sure they'll be saying the same sorts of things as I am. And first up, I'm going to bring on Nigel from Pure Coys. And here's
Alan, Nigel from Pure Coys TV. I'm not quite sure what to say, buddy. Another defeat. How many more? How many more? Without a win in 10. 4 points from the last 30. Spurs are in serious relegation form. There is no doubt about it. We are bottom of the league in 2026 on form by a country mile. By a country mile. We need to somehow find a draw or a victory from somewhere. I just don't see where it's coming. Today, another toothless, woeful performance. And I feel like I say that every game. I feel like I say it every week that it's the worst I've seen Spurs play this season. But every week it gets worse and worse and worse. This new manager bounce hasn't worked. I don't blame Tudor. I don't blame Frank. The club is a mess from top to bottom. I'm not sure where we go from here, mate. I really am not. Positives. I thought Tao did well when he came on. Thought he played a good second half. Disappointed with Xavi, but it's pointless playing Xavi out wide left if we're not going to give him the ball. He was wasted, and every time he does get the ball, he wants to come inside of it anyway. Xavi Simons is a number 10. Play him in a number 10, or don't bother. Play Tao. I thought Tao did actually really well when he came on. Made things happen. He looks to go forward, which I like. Soda as well when he came on. Looks solid. I know he's a kid, but listen, gave us balance on that left-hand side. I'd be looking to start him next game. Other than that, it was really, really poor all round. Solanke did nothing. And I'm just really disappointed with this team and with this current crop of players. They really have let the fans down this season. All we can hope is that we can beat Palace. Status quo has resumed. You know, nothing's changed from the bottom. We are a game further on, which I suppose is a good thing because we are still 4 points ahead of the relegation zone. But massive, massive week ahead. If West Ham beat Fulham and we can't beat Palace, then I'll start to worry. I don't know what else to say, mate. Guys, smash a like, hit the subscribe for Alan at Tottenham Logic TV. Subscribe to the rest of the channels too. Appreciate each and every one of you. We've got to try and stay positive, haven't we? I'm not sure I can tonight, though. That was woeful. Have a great day. Have a great rest of weekend. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Cheers, Nigel. And there's not much you can say. Like I said, we could have played a video from you 2 months ago and it would have been exactly the same. Nothing's really changed. I do want to mention the lineup because the lineup to me was very, very weird. You've got Udogie out, injured, your backup left back injured in Spence, and you've got your backup left back still on the bench. It makes no sense to me. Tell did really well when he came on as well. Xavi Simons needs to be played in the 10, so I agree with you, Nigel, there. Now, next up, I have Dan, and here's what Dan has to say.
Yes, guys, how you all doing? Yeah, this is my match reaction from the Fulham defeat. Yet another defeat for Spurs. Please subscribe to Alan, Tottenham Logic TV, and all the other content creators involved in this video. Thank you so much. Smash the like and all of that. Leave your thoughts. Yeah, where do we start with it? It was... Look, after a week of a build-up of Tudor kind of laying down the law, you know, we've heard in the press conferences, lots have got to change, the team's unfit, he wants to go back to basics, he can't play his system, you know, he's got to play like a small team, defend better. And look, I got to be honest with you, watching the whole game, it wasn't very, very good, was it? It wasn't much change at all. I didn't really recognise much change to a Thomas Frank team. I've got to be honest. I don't like the formation. I don't like the starting lineup. I really don't. And that fight, that aggression, that intensity, that, you know, you would have thought would at least been in this game. It wasn't there, was it? For me, the game, Fulham look comfortable, right? They're a team that know what they're doing. They're under no pressure, sitting mid-table. They play their football. They were aggressive at the back, nimble up front. We were just disjointed. The first goal, I know people will want to blame VAR for the push, but if you look at the defending around the goal, it wasn't good enough. 1-0 early on in the game. And then a very good second goal from Iwobi, but, you know, where was the closing down? Where was Solanke? What happened to Gray in that moment? There was, yeah, it was poor. It was a great finish from Iwobi, and the game was just so comfortable for them. We couldn't really make any inroads in, you know, the way we attacked. I didn't like this formation. Gallagher's right winger, Xavier's a left winger. It just... putting the ball into Mawani, but he just got bullied off the ball all the time. Where was Solanke in the match? It was just... and if you're going to set up like this, defensively strong, or sit back and not really attack games, you've got to come through with the result, or not concede at least, or, you know, show a bit more aggression and intensity and fight. I just look at that team today, and there just wasn't enough of it, was there? It was a sorry performance. It really was. I know we got a goal in that second half from Richarlison, but it wasn't enough. We just didn't do anything. We didn't lay a glove on Fulham. Fulham missed some really big chances in that second half. They could have been, you know, 3 or 4 goals up. We just didn't look like a team that were really fighting for anything. There wasn't enough fight there. I do worry about this Tudor. I mean, he's coming. That's 2 defeats now, and we haven't really seen anything change or get better. It just looks like Frank. Yeah, dreadful performance, guys. Fortunately for us, all the other teams in and around us lost as well, so nothing's changed in regards to the table. And we look at Palace at home, and they lost their centre back today, didn't they? Got sent off in a Man United defeat. So yeah, look, you've got to win that game, you know, and yeah, that's all I can say. I ain't got much to say about this game. It was really disappointing. and it is what it is. But, you know, it just shows you the difference between the two sides. Fulham know who they are. You know, they know how they play. Spurs, just a shadow of any sort of side, aren't we really? And the new manager hasn't really made much of an impact so far. Talks a lot, but no change on the pitch. Guys, drop us your thoughts, leave us your comments, smash the like, and yeah, tell us what you thought of the performance. And I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Dan. You're right. There's no difference between Thomas Frank, exactly, because Thomas Frank lost 4-1 to Arsenal. So did Tudor. And Thomas Frank lost 2-1 to Fulham. So did Tudor. So literally nothing's changed. And both performances were just as bad. So the hope of us getting any points this season is dramatically dropping by the day for me. My confidence is really low at the moment when it comes to Spurs. Like Dan said, there's literally no fight at the moment. Now, last but not least, I have Harry, and here's what Harry had to say.
Hi Alan, thank you very much for having me. Really do appreciate it. Shame about the circumstances. Once again, another defeat for Tottenham, and only Tottenham could go through a new manager and not have that new manager bounce. It's crazy. Every other club gets it, and you'll be thinking, Harry, hang on. Victor Pereira's now, with Forest, lost the last 3 in all competitions. Yes, but his first game come in and won in Europe. Impressive win away to Fenerbahce. Smashed them out the park 3-0. So we just haven't had that. Arsenal's always a free hit. Although it was an important game in many different aspects, we never really went into that expecting Tudor was judged from Fulham. And while we've got to get behind him and the boys till the end of the season because they really need us, also I have to question that setup today. I don't know what he's playing at, if I'm honest with you. You're playing players out of position. I just don't agree with signing Gallagher for 35, 40 million, hanging him out to dry at right midfield, that kind of right wing, paid 200 grand a week. I mean, Gallagher's been poor since signing, but you've got to play him in the right position. Archie Gray hang up to Gray as both fullbacks, played on both sides. Porro as the centre back. Simmons hang up to Dry on the left hand side. Really questionable things from Tudor. I think the formation was wrong for these players, and it may suit him personally as a manager and what he's done in his career. Formation doesn't suit these players. The personnel was completely wrong, completely wrong, and I mean literally awful setup. So yeah, the idea was just wrong in many ways for Tudors. I can go on and on about that, but in terms of what happened on the pitch, really poor first half, pathetic, lacklustre, whatever words you want to throw at it, spineless. It'd all be fair and an honest and true assessment of that first half. It won't be a really good second goal. Vicario got questioned his position. There's a really good strike, probably can't keep it out again. His position comes under fire, and his distribution again, Vicario an absolute low. But I don't want to pick on individuals. Dragison's long throws I thought were horrific. I mean, for me, centre backs and strikers should always be in the box from those long throw-ins. But we showed more fight. I'll end on a positive. But showed more fight in the second half. Create the goal. Richarlison scoring it. Between them, amazing. They both got to, and I mean got to, start on Thursday against Palace. We stand a chance. Key result coming on Thursday. We're just lucky that West Ham and Forest lost. Not good.
Cheers, Harry. And it makes the Crystal Palace game even more important now. We're going to be playing the teams in and around us. We're playing Palace, we're playing Brighton, we're playing Forest. So we need to win those games. But can anybody see that happening at the moment? It's going to be very, very tough. And if we don't beat Palace on Thursday, the confidence is going to be the lowest it has been at this club. And I've watched Spurs for 37, 38 years. And this is probably the worst team that I've seen in a long, long time. If we had all of our players fit, then I wouldn't be saying that, obviously. But the players we have available at the moment, we are very, very poor. We're easily bullied off the ball. There's no passion. There's no fight. There's no confidence. And the confidence is the biggest thing for me. There's none. So it's going to be a very, very hard slog to the end of the season. If we end up staying up, I'll be absolutely over the moon. And hopefully this is a wake-up call to anybody that's owned Spurs to say, we need to change something here. Otherwise, the worst could happen. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the game. What did you think? Did you think that was a foul? Or did you think that, it was meant to be a goal and it was okay and the ref made the right decision? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Come on, you Spurs.